Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be mixing pigments and other objects into pigmented slime, and I hope that you enjoy it. First up, we have one of my favourite things to do, and this is choosing a duochrome pigment and then dropping some water on it. And I've actually run out of all the duochrome pigments that I've done in singles, so I decided to do a double one, and this was a turquoise to green shift and a purple to green shift, and I just thought this would be a really interesting dynamic. It was actually really weirdly not pigmented at the beginning, and then when I mixed it in it got kind of better, but I had to add a bit more, and then when it was fully added it turned into a gorgeous pigmented slime that weirdly looked purpley green at first, but then every time you picked the slime up it would look turquoise and green. I really wanted a good ASMR sound with pigments, and as this is a clear slime kind of base video, I decided that I was going to use some clear cubes and add some neon pigment on the top of this. It really looked like a block of ice cubes stuck together. It was so much fun, and I decided to add some more pigment just because I didn't feel like this moved as satisfyingly as I wanted it to on the top. When I mixed it up, it had the best ASMR. The next one is so simple to do and honestly one of my favourite things to watch. All I did was add some pigment into some clear glue in a tiny bowl, and then I mixed it up with a spinner, and this is gorgeous. It captures the different colours in the pigment so well because they're at different angles under the glue, and like you can see it just blends into the most beautiful array of colours until it finally gets into one final colour, and I added a tiny bit of borax just so it would activate. And to get a bit of ASMR from this, I decided to add it to a sponge. I always find it super hard to accommodate white slimes in these types of videos, so I decided to switch up and make it fun and create a colour wheel with neon pigmented slimes. As you can see, these are so vibrant and it was super fun to mix in. I swirled them all into the centre to create a really cool colour wheel effect, and then I just mixed it up. And unfortunately there wasn't any ASMR with this just because the powders kind of dulled the sounds of the poking, but I thought it looked really pretty, and also the end result was one of the most beautiful colours I've ever seen, and the more you mixed it up the more marbles came out until it turned into this gorgeous magenta pink. The next one was a super interesting pigment because this was a mix of flakes and pigments. So like you can see, there are really different dimensions and colours in this, and it looks like it's pink to green but also kind of like a pearlescent colour, and this was just magical. It really reminded me of like a kind of mermaid landscape, and this was really fun to mix in. However, I did find that it melted the slime down really weirdly, but it was still super pretty, and I decided to add it to a block of floral foam after and chop it up for some ASMR. One of the video types that have absolutely mesmerized me at the moment are paint mixing videos, and they use a duochrome pigment and then a paint mixing medium, and I thought it'd be really fun to switch out the paint mixing medium for some slime. So I decided to mix in clear glue, and it wasn't as satisfying as when they mix it on the table, but like you can see, it was still really fun to do, and I decided to add it to a pipette afterwards and then add it into some clear slime just to catch the different dimensions, because I found that it was just quite flat on the table, so you couldn't really see the different colors. But in this, you can see the different colors coming out when I stir it. I love mixing up colours in slime, so I decided to add some green and some blue to create a turquoise slime, and I love the way this looked under the clear slime. It just molds into the colour so well, and then I added some iridescent pigment on top and mixed this all up, and this turned into such a beautiful slime. It was beautiful to mix in, but even better afterwards, and it created such good pokes as well. I had so much slime left over from this and also the pigment mixing video where I used a spinner that I decided to mix the two together, and this created possibly one of my favourite slimes ever. I wanted to do another white-based slime, so I decided to use some clay, and I mixed some pigment onto it and then used a stencil, and this was absolutely so much fun to do. It didn't really work out as well as I planned, just because as soon as I added it into the slime, I feel like I should have maybe base coated it a bit, because the slime was just completely white underneath, so it turned into a really boring colour quite quickly, but it was really fun to do and I thought it was super pretty. Because this white slime kind of failed, I decided to do another one, and I got some pigment and I dropped it in water, and you can't really see the colour of the pigment when it first drops. It kind of sinks to the bottom, becomes cloudy, and then you can stir it up and you can see the true colour of the pigment. I added some cloud slime into this just so it could pick up some colour, and then I mixed it up, and weirdly enough this turned out really nice. It turned into a brown slime instead of a gold one, but it was really good and fluffy. Last but not least, I decided to do some jelly mixing, and I added some pigment into this and then smushed it around on the top in a circle and then mixed it in, and this was gorgeous. It was a pink to blue colour shift, but it was also just so stunning to mix it in. Like you can see, it really maintains the colour well, even though the slime is a snow-based one, so it has a white base. Thanks for watching this video. This has been one of my favourites to make recently, and I really hope that you enjoyed it and have a good week. Bye!